From schools to farms to security, construction sites, pretty much anywhere this radio can be used. And if the features and the radio are used correctly, it will ensure organization, safety and efficiency in your work and in your workplace. One of the most popular radios of all time was the Motorola DP1400. And after that was released, what could a Motorola possibly have done to progress in their collection of two-way radios? Well, the DP1400 was released and it was the replacement for the CP040, but it also replaced the GP340 in popularity. So when we first take a look at the DP1400 in hand, you can see it is a classic Motorola radio by all of its features. But first of all, we'll talk about its physical dimensions. So it stands at 127mm tall, it is 61mm wide and 42mm in depth, and that is with the battery on as well. It weighs 240 grams, but it is all designed to fit perfectly and very comfortably in the user's hand. On the top we have the antenna, we have the channel selector switch, and we have the volume on and off switch. So that is now on, and then I can turn it up, and then that will control the volume, and then back to the click there, that would be off. On the left hand side we have the push to talk button and two programmable buttons which can hold many features. On the right hand side we have the accessory connector, which is a 3.5 and a 2.5mm jack. On the back we have the belt clip, which just slots in and it stays very securely onto the radio itself, and it will keep your radio safe on your belt. The DP1400 is an analog digital hybrid two-way radio available with 16 channels and plenty of features. And the first is channel scanning, which will allow the user to scan through all the channels in use to see if there are any transmissions being received. Vox is also available, which allows the user to activate their transmissions with their voice rather than using the PTT button. This can be used with compatible headsets and earpieces. Lone Worker is also present, which is great for when you're working alone and wish to be safe. And how this works is that if the radio is inactive for a preset amount of time, then an alarm will be sent to that lone worker. If this alarm isn't answered to, then a separate alarm will be sent to either the supervisor or the rest of the fleet, which is basically notifying them that you haven't answered your specific alarm and that you may be injured or you may be unconscious or working not safe. Transmit interrupt is also present on this radio, which means that the supervisor or a specific radio can interrupt any other person's transmissions to notify them and the whole fleet that there is an emergency taking place. The final thing is the emergency button, which can be programmed into one of the two programmable buttons on the side. And this basically means that once this is pressed, an alarm will be sent out to the whole fleet and everyone in your workplace might have to evacuate the area, or that there is an emergency taking place, so people have to be aware of a situation. If you do buy a DP1400, then a charger will be needed, and it doesn't actually come with the radio itself. You do have to choose which charger you wish to purchase along with your radios. And this all depends on the size of your fleet that you already have, or if you're buying for the first time. So if you're only buying a couple of radios for the first time, then a single pod charger is available, and this charges one radio at a time. And this is just by plugging this cable into the back of your pod charger, just like that. And that would then plug in to the wall into a plug socket. As you can see, it simply slots in to the charger just like that, and then once that is powered, that will be on charge. And it is a great way to keep your radio standing tall and not laid down, not prone to damages. It's kept out of the way and it is very well organized. If you are buying a whole fleet for the first time, then a 6-unit charger might be the one for you. It holds 6 radios in the same place, and they are very well organized, and they're all standing up tall, and they are not prone to damages or knocks or falls. They are all charged through one power source and one cable, which is really good for space. if you had 6 radios and you wanted to buy 6 unit chargers, single pod chargers, then you would have 6 pod chargers and 6 cables, meaning that you would have to find 6 plug sockets. This can be quite consuming in space, and it also is not great for organization, whereas the 6 unit charger keeps them all together in a small box and they will charge through just one power supply. There are many accessories that can be used with the DP1400, but I have just a couple here, which is the remote speaker microphone and the Covert Earpiece. So they can either be used on their own or they can be used together. So first I'm going to talk about the remote speaker microphone. And as you can see by the connector, you can see that it will be plugging straight into the radio with the 3.5 and the 2.5mm jack holes there. So that will plug directly into your radio just like that, and that is now able to be used to send transmissions to your fleet. And that is by using the PTT button on the remote speaker microphone. The microphone also has a extra 3.5mm jack connector there, which can hold, as I said a minute ago, your Covert Earpiece, which can be used together. So that would plug directly into there, and then now you can hear any transmissions being received through the earbud, and that would go around your ear, and you can then send your transmissions using the microphone itself. The alternative, if you wish not to use the remote speaker microphone and just the Covert Earpiece, you can use the 3.5mm jack and plug it directly into your radio, which is there. And then once that's plugged in, you'll be able to hear your transmissions being received, but you will not be able to transmit yourself without using the microphone and the PTT button on the radio itself. So as you can see, I have all of it on. I have my radio right next to my pocket there, and I have it connected to my remote speaker microphone, which if I wanted to send transmissions, I could just simply pull it off like that, and then I can use it just like that. And then I'll be able to hear any transmissions through the earpiece that is around my ear. I've not actually put it in, but it would just slot into your ear just like that. And this is a really, really great way to communicate discreetly or in covert, quiet environments. It can also be used in really loud environments as well. So if you are struggling to hear transmissions received through the radio speaker itself, then you'll be able to plug this in and then hear any transmissions directly to your ear, meaning that you can't really not hear them in really loud environments. The DP1400 can be used in pretty much all work environments, apart from when working around gas and oil. If you are working around these things, then you would need an intrinsically safe version, which I would recommend the Motorola DP1400EX. From schools to farms to security, construction sites, pretty much anywhere this radio can be used, and if the features and the radio are used correctly, it will ensure organization, safety and efficiency in your work and in your workplace. If you enjoyed anything in the video today, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, please give it a thumbs down and let us know why in the comments section. If you have any questions or queries, then please be sure to also comment in the comments section, asking us anything that you may need to know. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell icon that will notify you of any upcoming videos released in the near future.